What's up, YouTube? I'm Shane, and this is another episode of Mind Beyond Money. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about what the big banks don't want you to know about your TFSA.
Hey, look!
So, if you don't know already what a TFSA is, it's a tax-free savings account. It was created by the Government of Canada back in 2009. The contribution limit at the time was $5,000 a year. This contribution limit rolls over, but you had to have been 18 at the time. So there was 1 year in 2015 where it was $10,000. There's been a few years where it's been $5,500, and now it's sitting at $6,000 per year contribution limit. They say they're going to round it up with inflation to the nearest $500. So that number will go up with time, but for the sake of calculations in the video, we'll just be using $6,000 a year. Now, if you were already 18 in 2009, you would have a total contribution limit to your TFSA of $69,500. All the contributions that you make to your TFSA are made from post-tax dollars. And that means that after the government's taken your income tax off your checks or your salary or your business income, then you can use that money and put it into your TFSA. Unlike an RSP where it comes out before or is calculated against your income, the TFSA is used afterwards. It'd be just the same as any standard investment account or savings account. So if you were already 18 in 2009 and you put in the maximum amount every year since then, and if you had it invested at 3%, which is very low, it's just above maybe the average savings rate over the last 10 or 11 years, you would have made about $13,500 on your account, and it would be worth $83,000 right now. But this is what the banks don't really tell you, and it drives me nuts because they get younger people especially. They come in and they're like, oh yeah, I really don't know what I'm doing with my savings accounts or what I'm, even saving up for half the time. And they pitch them on the idea of this TFSA, and it's great. It is a really, really solid vehicle, especially for young people not making a lot of money. But then they'll put them into savings accounts or really small growth opportunities. Honestly, that's what I see time and time again. And maybe they're getting like 2, 3, 5%. As a young person, that's ridiculous. Like, you should have more equities in your portfolio at that point, especially inside the TFSA, because the growth is not taxed and neither are the dividends. So if you can experience some huge growth stocks, imagine the size of your portfolio if you had invested your first $5,000 back in 2009 inside your TFSA into Amazon or Apple or Tesla. It's nuts. If you were to just have, followed along with the market did about 14%, the S&P 500 that is, over the last 10 years. So taking that into consideration, if you had been able to generate 10% average ROI on your portfolio, and I think that was very doable in the last decade, it's been a really long and strong bull run, you would have been able to grow that account to $129,000. $129,000, that's almost double. It's up $60,000 on your $69,500, and keeping in mind that $6,000 of that would have just went in over the course of the last year or whatever, right? So if you consider all those things, I think the banks are being very misleading and not giving their clients enough returns inside their TFSAs and selling it on the idea that they should use it to buy a car in a couple years or something. And I mean, that's fine. Nobody wants to pay interest on their savings, but I think your TFSA should be looked at as a retirement account. I did a quick little calculation here, and if you follow along and they keep the annual contribution at $6,000, which I think they'll up it in the next 10 years, you keep it at $6,000 for 45 years. So, you know, 18 to 63. And, you know, this is $500 a month. It's after tax, so it could be a little bit straining for some people. I could see that. But at 7.5% interest, you're looking well over $2 million in that account, and the government won't be able to touch it on taxes. That's huge. That's a huge amount of money. You know, even maybe if you took it out and bought some investment properties or something along the way and were able to make more money off that, that's fine. But I'm just looking at that and thinking, like, a lot of people are getting screwed out of the idea because at 3% interest, it's not even going to happen. It's going to be $573,000. And then you have 2% inflation, and that's really only $235,000 in spending. Like, it's not even your total principal. Right? So don't listen to the big banks. Get your TFSA into high growing opportunities in the stock market. That's my personal opinion. Now you can do whatever you want. Everybody has different goals, but that's what I think. I think the banks are definitely underselling the TFSA and underutilizing it for their clients. So try and make better decisions with that. And if you liked the video and you found it helpful or informative, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe, and we will see you next time.